And today I want to show you that you don't need to spend a lot of money in terms to make your footage. Oh, this is going to bother. This is crazy. This is the third time actually I'm making this. You know what? Every time I start making this video, something goes wrong. It is possible on budget, but you have to change your batteries. For example, this one here, I have a fill light which is going to bounce all the time. I did not change the batteries, you see, again. Therefore, it's going to suck. You get used to the point that this is on a budget, right? So this proves the point that this is on a budget. You're broke, you can't afford even batteries, then this video is for you. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of this light because it's very annoying. Okay, this way it can look also cinematic, but this is more dramatic. This is not the look I wanted to go for. The first one was much better, but you know, you're on a budget, so you can't afford the batteries. Now I want to show you the room setup here. You're gonna be laughing a lot what kind of setup I have. I have my camera set up on a tripod. You can use any cheap type of tripod for this matter. If you don't have to move your camera, any tripod will do it. Get the cheapest tripod for the interviews only, because we are doing this on budget now. And then I have my camera. Here you don't wanna save money on the lens. So yes, you want to have a cheap one, but you don't wanna save a lot. So I recommend if you're shooting Sony, there is a 50mm 1.8. This is not the best option, but it will do the job. It's cheaper than other lenses. It's 1.8. Currently I'm shooting on a Tamron lens. This is also a good option because you have a zoom option. It's 2.8 aperture. As for the camera, you can use any camera that you have that shoots HD or 4K preferably. As for the most important, the setup and the light goes, what you want to do is you want to separate your subject from the background. You want to have a good light on the subject. Most common setup on the interview is to have a key light, then you have a fill light, and then you have some kind of backlight lighting the subject itself or the background. For a key light, I think there is a very portable version which is RGB Light that I'm going to link below. With this LED light, you can use a white plastic board that is extremely cheap. Anything that is actually white, you could get anything, even use walls sometimes. In this situation, I'm using this diffuser, or I don't know what to call it. It comes together with the reflections, and it was quite cheap. You can use this as a key light to direct your LED light, the RGB LED light, which is quite affordable, to this and use it on your face like it was your key light. On the right side, you could fill in with, let's say, this Cullmann, it's called CU Light 320 DL, DL meaning daylight. And the good thing is that the RGB light, what I'm recommending, and this one can match together, because in RGB light you can change to daylight and tungsten, right? So both options are available, and that's what you want to do to match them. In this case, you get the fill light, you get the key light that is lighting your subject. All is left now is to have some kind of backlight, and also very important to have a light like this one, for example, that is going to give more depth to the image, right? That there is something in the background. This is a very cheap setup. I did it at home. There was like, I didn't use anything special. There is a TV behind me. It works. It's not the best. Mostly I like to have more something. Bookshelf is a very good background in terms of interviews, because it provides linear, so there are lines, right? It can be very well placed somewhere in the background, adds the depth to the background. You can point some kind of light to it, a small one. And about the audio, I recommend the Zoom H1N, which is what I'm using now together with the Rode Live Ear mic. This is a good combination, it's affordable, and it provides a good quality sound. The point is that it has a limiter, so whenever your subject goes and speaks very loudly immediately, it won't clip, so it limits audio recording. That's a good point, and that's pretty much it. Now, what you could do to go further, if you can afford, you can add one more light, let's say like this one, or there are the small type of LED light to light up the background or the hair of the person. But in this case, you have to be very careful that don't place it somewhere that if a person moves from left to right, that the light is going to be visible in the shot. It can work also if the light is visible from the very beginning, but it's very distracting if the light is pointing and then only when the person moves then it appears. So make sure to be careful with that. If I change my batteries and the light, this would be the look that I would go for. There is a fill light and without the fill light. That's There you go. Okay, if you got some information from it, please make sure to like the video, and if you disliked it, just go away, whatever. Just don't dislike. Anyway, this is my YouTube channel, and here you can get more tips on how to become a filmmaker. Yeah, that's, well, basically I became a filmmaker, you can become a filmmaker too. See you guys in the next one.